Yeah, but what an opening shot that was.
What a reply Mark has come up with here. You know he's been putting in some time preparing for this. He's got a tremendous amount of pride.
Here's where he's had some trouble in the past. He's come up long or short. And this time he's got to bridge around the 9-ball. It shouldn't give him too much trouble. Needs to be center table for this shot.
Now he'll be able to run that cue ball around the angles, back down for the 8. The crowd like it.
Mark Williams is in such great form. Jim, this is going to bring us to a race to 2 between 2 world champions.
We've got 6 racks in the books here in Cardiff, and there is nothing to choose from these 2 world champions. Mark Williams 3, Earl Strickland 3.
There's action all over the arena here in Cardiff. The Whirlpool Championships. Upstairs, Nick Varner is losing to Holtz 4-1. And of course, Nick Varner is shown here on your screen as a former world champion. He's about to go down. He needs to win 4 games in a row to be able to pass on. Lots of other action upstairs as well, Jim. Paul Pottier is tied up 1-1 with Clonfar.
Yeah, it's all happening here. We're going to try and keep you up to date with all the scores around the doors. But back to the main table here. Earl Strickland and Mark Williams, 3 apiece, deadlocked in the heat of action.
Earl begging for a ball to go down on this break. Nothing has disappeared from the table. Mark Williams comes up to survey the scene. He's not going to like it a lot, Jim. There's a lot of trouble on this table.
Yeah, you can't really attack from this. Well, he could bank this, sorry. That was the one option, but the 3 being tied up with the 4, I thought if Mark was going to go for the bank, he might as well go full throttle at the table and open those up, and he didn't. So again, it doesn't look like it's going to be a one-visit win for either player at this moment in time.
No, this one should be a bit of a chess match. That 3-ball is the problem to solve. And then again, Jim, you've got the 6 and the 7 lying kind of ugly.
Well, Earl's fluked the 5. Kind of a good news, bad news story. Jerry got safe on the 1. I think he'd have been happy to even see that 5 remain on the table.
I'm sure he would have. He's got such a shot here just to make any kind of good go on the 1 ball. And if he makes it, which he wouldn't try for, he's broken out the 3. That could be problems.
Well, he tried to get that 1 over the right-hand side of the table as we look, but you can see Earl. He's very animated. You won't see him keep his emotions in check. He'll let you know exactly how he feels about the shot.
Of course, he wanted... Excuse me, here's some updates. Babica has beaten Marcoux 5-3. Of course, you know Strickland and Williams are tied here at 3. Pottier and Clonfar tied at 1. Toshikawa and Manara 2 up. Harriman beating Smith 4-3. They still have a bit to go in that race. Hiroshima 3-1 over Roland. Varner now down 2-4 over Holtz, and Budo has beaten Kennedy 5-4, while Horsfall stands at 1-0 in his match with Chapman. Here's Earl.
That sounded like a bad contact, Jerry. And Earl put his hand up as soon as he contacted that 1, but that didn't sound clean at all. Let's watch that 1 and see if either it or the cue ball bounce. There you saw the cue ball bounce, the 1 bounce. Sure sign that you've had a bad contact. And
nothing's going good so far for Earl. When he broke out that 3-ball, he needed to be safe with the cue ball. He didn't get there.
It's all about containment now.
Well, Mark hasn't done the best job in the world of containing Earl on this shot. Earl's got a lot to work with here. He's going to put Mark in jail if he can, but once again, he's failed on the safety.
I think he more or less concerned himself just with the object ball there again, Jerry, but he's allowing Mark a chance to really put the handcuffs on him. And that's just exactly what he's done.
Yeah, you just can't give champions a chance, and Mark's had too many chances so far in this inning.
Earl is going to be kicking at this off the long cushion now. The only chance, and he's got to hit this. Well, he's going the near cushion. Much tougher hit. But greater rewards. He knocks the one in, and look at the position on the two. What a turnaround there.
Could boost your spirits when something you weren't attempting works for you.
Just when Mark Williams thought it was safe to go back in the water.
Well, right now he still has a problem on that 6 ball. He either has to play a 6-7 combination or move the cue ball all the way back down to this end of the table. Play the 6 in the corner far away.
This is a big match for Earl Strickland. We talked about it earlier. He dropped his opening one 5-4, and he can ill afford to go 0-2 to open things up in defense of his world title.
Jim, I'm not sure he's got the angle on this ball to get all the way down table to play the 6 in a pocket by itself. Earl's great at spinning the ball, but he's got to get to a rail to do that.
Well, the only option, Jerry, and it's very risky, if he tries to draw back off this cushion and spin the cue ball back down in behind the 6 into this area. But again, that's very risky. He's going to go for the combination.
Now, of course, he's got to make not only the combination, but he's got to develop that 6 ball into a shot after the combination. He's not going to be happy with that effort at all, Jim. He made the 7, but he didn't develop the 6.
Not ideally, but it's still there. And Jerry, you've already talked about how well Earl spins that cue ball. I wonder if he's going to try and knock this in and draw that cue ball off the side cushion and spin it. He's got to miss the side pocket, or is he going around the 9?
All the way around the 9. What a great shot from Earl Strickland. A sign of a true world champion to be able to control that cue ball as beautifully as he just did.
And more importantly, a sign of confidence. And confidence breeds courage. Earl Strickland, 4-3 in front right now, and he'll be breaking for the match in this one. Terrific positional shot from Earl Strickland, weaving that cue ball around the cushions. Just watch this. Had to miss the 9, narrowly accomplishing that, and taking that white right back up the table for the 8. Just the sort of shot that Earl Strickland was wishing would develop, and again, you'd never know it from his expression.
Yeah, but that's the kind of shot that'll chase the Blues right away. Now you know you've got the power in your stick. You just come back to the table, play your game, win your match.
Well, Mark comes to the table to break off, to try and stave off elimination. I thought Strickland was breaking for the match, so this is still a chance for Mark Williams. He's got to try and force a 1-rack decider and keep Strickland under pressure. The long 1, position, not a formality. And that was the reason you see the 1 missed. He was thinking so much about getting that cue ball back down for the 2. And has he left the 1 on?
Well, it's barely on. You can see he misses the 1 ball. It comes off the nose of the pocket. And he's left Earl a really, really tough shot here. It wouldn't surprise me to see Earl choose to duck here or to go for the bank shot in the side, Jim. That could be a 2-way shot. No.
I think he's got a glorious opportunity here now, Jerry. Everything in the open. 5 onto the 6. But he just wants to get that cue ball back into a similar area that it is right now. And now he's got the angle to take the cue ball right over the left-hand cushion and try and drop right in behind the 5. That was a funny shot for me, Jerry. He had the perfect angle there. Again, just a little non-committal from Strickland. If he was going to play the 5-6 combination, he had ample room to overhit this.
You have to wonder if it's not just the pressure seething through their sticks, because that's, you're right, that's not at all the Earl that we know to come up with that position play.
Now he's got to play the 5 onto the 6 and think about the cue ball as well.
Has to clear the 9 ball. I believe he succeeded very, very well. Nope, pretty close.
And it looks like he's got a little angle on this 7.
That's what he needed. He needed to just slide by that 7 ball, as you saw. Had to miss the 7 to make a good shot, and now he's got angle to pull the cue ball over to the other side of the table for the 8 ball and the clean finish.
It hasn't been the most convincing of performances. Strickland's needed a few mistakes from Mark Williams, but it never ever says how, just who. And Earl Strickland survives a scare from the reigning world snooker champion. 5-3, he slots his first win in defense of his title. Earl Strickland, a 5-3 winner over Mark Williams here in Cardiff.